And we have the Honorable Jose Lopez from the Otay Water District Board of Directors that is here, along with Hector Martinez, Sweetwater Authority Governing Board. Just a little background on Jose and Hector. Starting first with Jose. Jose Lopez was most recently served on the Otay Water District's Board of Directors since December 2020. He also served on the board from 2001 to 2016. Director Lopez represents Division 4, which includes portions of Chula Vista North, of Olympic Parkway, east of the Interstate 805, and west of the California 125. Director Lopez has served as the treasurer since December 2020. He also serves on the finance and administrative and the desalinization project committees for the district. He represents the district at various local and regional organizations and associations, including South County Economic Development Council and the Water Conservation Garden Authority. Director Lopez retired as an assistant fire marshal from the San Diego Fire Department. He also served on the San Diego County Water Authority Board from 2002 to 2003. He has an Associate of Science in Fire Science, Fire Suppression from San Diego Miramar College, and attended the University of California, San Diego. His civic duties include a member on the South Bay Forum since 1998, the City of Chula Vista Safety Commission from 1999 to 2008, and the Board of Appeals and Advisors Commission from 2009 to 2014. He currently lives in Chula Vista, California, and his wife, Berta, and spending time with his wife, Berta, and spending time with his grandkids. Director Lopez enjoys traveling and has traveled to 45 countries so far.
Mm-hmm.
And for Hector, Director Hector Martinez has served on the Sweetwater Authority Governing Board since 2018, representing South Bay Irrigation District, Division 4. Director Martinez currently represents Sweetwater Authority and SBID at various local and regional committees and associations, including the Otay Water District, the Sweetwater Authority Working Group, the Association of California Water Agencies, Joint Powers Insurance Agency, and the San Diego Local Agency Formation Commission, Special Districts Advisory Committee. Director Martinez also recently completed a one-year term as chair of the Sweetwater Authority Governing Board for 2021. A state of California licensed registered civil engineer and licensed building contractor, Director Martinez has spent more than 30 years working in the water industry. He currently lives in Chula Vista, California, and enjoys spending his free time biking, jogging, and traveling. So at this time, I would like to go ahead and introduce Hector Martinez and Jose Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you for that intro.
I just wanted to say that I only traveled to about 10 countries, not 35. I still have a long ways to go to catch up to Director Lopez.
Well, in all truthfulness, I should have been in Chile at this time, in Argentina and Antarctica, but it so happens the COVID ruined those plans. So I was going to be closing on the 50th, and I was looking forward to it. But as things go, I'm glad to be here anyway, in that respect.
Well, thank you for joining us and being part of this webinar. I think Jim was going to have some questions.
We're going to go forward with the presentation. Efrain's going to bring that up, and then we'll come back for Q&A.
Okay.
Looks like my screen is up there, so I should start off my presentation then.
Please.
All right, well, good afternoon. I'm pleased to participate in this elected official website seminar, which has been rendered Water Day and or Agua Day. Since we're so close to the border, we can speak almost in a binational form here. I was hoping that the rain or small pockets of hail that we got on Tuesday would carry over to today to give us a more appropriate, meaning. Not to mention that we need it during this dry period that we are in. Again, my name is Jose Lopez. I'm one of the 5 directors seated on the Otay Water Board, and I am entering my 18th year as an elected public servant. What I have learned in those 18 years is that good planning is the key to meeting the future water needs of this large and diverse community. The mission of the Otay Water District is to provide exceptional water and wastewater services to its customers and to manage district resources in a transparent and physically responsible manner. Especially with this limited water resources and less than 10 inches of average annual rainfall, San Diego County must rely on water imported from other areas of the state and the Colorado River to supply our annual demands. Otay Water District purchases water from the San Diego County Water Authority, a public agency that operates in a wholesale water supplier to the San Diego County. So much of this water is also purchased from the Metropolitan Water District, which gets its supplies from the Northern California and also the Colorado River. So to ensure, customers always have an ample water supply, the district has actively worked to continue diversifying its water resources. And I think I will be explaining this as we go through this, our presentation. So yes, since the first slide is up there, the governance. Well, Otay Water District is a revenue neutral public agency. This is not for profit status, means that Otay has no private shareholders, pays no dividends, and therefore does not report to or answer to the California Public Utilities Commission. We do, however, answer to the public that we serve through a 5-member board of directors, and each director is elected, through their respective division boundaries. So Otay Water directors are set up for 4 years as they're elected to. I'm very pleased with the quality and that we have as the directors on the board. We have Gary Croucher, who is currently the president of the San Diego County Water Authority, and this has given us a lot of credibility and leadership. And we also have Tim Smith, who is currently our president, who is now also on the Metropolitan Water Commission. And so we have a lot to say, and we have people that have listened to our experience and also to how we function. The district was formally established in 1956. The population that we serve at this time is less than well, in 1956, actually, we had 1,200 customers. Now we're at 226,000 customers within approximately 125 square miles here in the southeastern San Diego County, which includes the communities of Chula Vista, Bonita, Jamul, Spring Valley, Rancho San Diego, unincorporated areas of El Cajon, La Mesa, and the East Mesa international border. If you can go to the next slide. Make sure I have it in mind too. Oh, there it is. So we always try to minimize, the water rates, and we do it through all kinds of innovative ways and efficient ways. And since 2007, we've had our full-time employees we've reduced it from 174 almost down to the 100 and almost 158. So we've saved the district $61 million in 2007. So these are the kind of things that we look forward to try to, reduce the rates that our customers demand from us, and we're continuing. Now, can we go to the next slide? Yeah, the other ways that we try to at least minimize the water rates is through technology, and especially our drone program, which has pretty much modernized the services provided to our customers, and it's also improved the safety of our workers. And mind you, I mentioned that we have 125 square miles of the district. So we feel that this assists to perform maintenance operations efficiently through all our district. Also, we have tried to improve on certain projects, especially this 14-inch force main that we have noted here. And this is pretty much, this project has cost us almost $2.1 million. This is the renovations, and saved the ratepayers nearly $8 million by performing proactive maintenance and maximizing the life of the service life of that pipeline. The AMR, the district began taking advantage of manufacturer warranties to upgrade more than 49,600 automated meter reading registers originally installed between 2004 and 2012. We have saved the ratepayers approximately $3.3 million in meter replacement costs, and using AMR meters reduces staff time and cost and improves safety, and makes use of the historical water use data to identify unexplained usage through leaks, tampering, and also backflow detection alarms. Next, we go to the next slide. Here we go. Okay. Well, yeah, we really emphasize meeting our customers' needs, and we continue to provide exceptional water, sewer, and recycle services to customers. One of the things that we take pride in is our strategic plan. Our strategic plan has been, it helps us set district's overall goals and develops a plan to achieve them. This is one of our pride and joy. As far as all board members, if you speak to them, the strategic plan is what really puts the a functional district on its course. It always will tell us if we meet our demands, or some of the projects that we entail, if they're met, if they're on target, or we didn't meet those challenges. Those are projected in our strategic plan. Obviously, the water preventive maintenance, which I mentioned, is especially like leak detection programs. That is very important to us. And as far as the water use efficiency rebates, we try to push as much as we can to our customers to utilize these, so we can have a community that feels like they can also contribute to having the programs that will provide exceptional water and wastewater recycled services. So again, we earned the service provider of the year, which was in 2019 by the Otay Mesa Chamber of Commerce. Next slide. Well, right now at this time, we, in response to the extreme drought conditions impacting Southern California, on October 29, 2021, the Otay Water District declared a shortage level of level 1, which is a drought alert. under the water shortage contingency plan, calling for the district customers to voluntarily reduce water use by 10%. But the district is further calling for its customers to voluntarily reduce use by 15% to align with the governor's July 2021 executive order. San Diego County is probably one of the better prepared for the drought than other parts of the state. You know, we've been having invested heavily in water conservation, water recycling, water desalination, and transitional storage over the last 20 plus years. So the San Diego region and its water agencies continue to monitor state direction and potential need for extraordinary water conservation measures. So, you know, due to the severe drought conditions, on January 4th, 2022, the State Water Resource Control Board adopted an emergency regulation, which became effective on January 18th. And these are little things that they kind of push to turn off the decorated water fountains, fountains, also turn off pause irrigation systems when it's raining. So especially for 2 days after it rains. So some of you that turned off your irrigation, you can probably start turning them on Friday, tomorrow. Do not, and also not to use water and clean sidewalks and driveways and buildings through, you know, hosing them down or hard services. So, and give trees just what they need, avoid overwatering. So these are some of the things that we want, you know, to message out to our customers, our clients, so they can also help us, you know, with these drought conditions. We do not want to go into we don't want to go into a level 2, which has more restrictions, and there are more mandatory measures that we would have to consider. Next, let's see. Well, COVID-19, this seems to be in everybody's mind. We've sent out a lot of publications. We've made the community aware of, you know, that tap water is safe, and that, and we will continue to do that. Drinking, you know, water service provided by the districts are not affected by COVID-19. That's the message we are heavily trying to get to our clients. Currently, there's no evidence to support that the survival of COVID-19 in drinking water. And we also want to make sure to ensure the quality and the safety of water delivered to, by the district to be continually monitored and tested at the treatment plants and points of distribution systems. We need to really get that message out. And I think we've been doing a very good job. And I applaud to Neil Otero, who's done a lot of the messaging out to our clients. So kudos to her. The next slide would be, right. Well, one of the things on AB, what is AB 1588? Well, legislation co-sponsored by the San Diego County Water Authority and the Otay Water District was signed into law by California Governor Gavin Newsom in 2019, making it easier for military veterans to launch careers in the water industry. AB 1588 was initiated by Otay Water District General Manager and U.S. Navy veteran Jose Martinez. It updates the current water and wastewater certification system by giving military veterans credit for their experience and education that is applicable to the water industry. And veterans can enter the water workforce at a higher pay grade than was previously possible. We've worked a lot with the food banks. We've also dealt with the hydro stations that were in partnership with the Sweetwater Authority and Chula Vista Elementary District to educate more than 4,000 fifth graders each year about the cycle of water and water conservation and water quality. So those are programs that we maintain. We also have the water conservation garden that I'm also a member of at this time. And water conservation will always be a high priority. And the district has put into practice a wide range of cost-effective solutions for homes and businesses. The district is also the founding sponsor of the award-winning water conservation garden located on the campus of the Cuyamaca College in Rancho San Diego. This is a 5-acre plus demonstration garden, which illustrates the many ways water conserving landscapes can be achieved economically and beautifully. So this is something that we take a lot of pride in. And we also deal with our relationship with Mexico because of our proximity to the border. And it is critical to maintain those relationships. As water provider, we are always exploring all options to convey affordable water to our customers. So in that respect, that's at least the presentation that I have, at least to get everybody kind of preparing for some of the questions that they might have of us. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Director. Okay. So thank you, Director Lopez. We'll now have Hector Martinez with his presentation.
There we go. Good afternoon, everyone. So I will try not to be too repetitive since we're in the same business and we're both not-for-profit. We have a lot of similarities as Director Lopez, and I see that a lot of other directors have joined us, like Director Martinez Perez and Director Rollback are here also. They will attest that it's an honor to be here and presenting. And if I could get the next slide. Sweetwater Authority has been around since 1977. We service what we call the old Chula Vista, the western side of Chula Vista, National City, Bonita. We have about 36 square miles. Approximately 200,000 customers through 33,000 service connections. We have two pretty good sized dams, two reservoirs, 20 storage tanks, and 17 pump stations to get our water up to the Bonita Highlands and other high areas of our service territory. We do surface water treatment. We have groundwater desalination in Chula Vista. We have freshwater wells, and we also import water from the San Diego County Water Authority, like our neighbors, Otay Water District do. Next slide, please. Our board is composed of 7 members, 5 from South Bay Irrigation District and 2 from National City. The mayor of National City sits on our board, Councilwoman Mona Rios, who also is on the San Diego County Water Authority board as vice chair. It also sit on our district, and you probably see some familiar faces that have long served in the South Bay in many different capacities. With our youngest member, Director Paulina Martinez Perez, having joined us here recently. Next slide. Supporting customers. COVID-19 was interesting for all of us. Severe financial impacts on our customers. We were carrying over $1 million in uncollected water bills. But we were able to use our reserves and make it through without no problems, you know, thanks to the good stewardship of our district. Recently, we received about $650,000 from the state to make up our shortfall. And now we're going to have to be putting out payment plans so that we can recover some of the water bills that we could not recover during COVID. We have extended these payment plan options up to 24 months, and we will continue to work with our customers just to make sure that we can all get out of this and that we have a minimal impact to what we just went through. Next slide. Development is not as common as it is with our neighbors to the east, but we do have a big project, in the Bayfront. I don't know how familiar all of you are with it, but it's the largest development project that we have in our service area, and we're working directly with the different entities that are developing at the Bayfront. We're working on capacity fees, plan checking, infrastructure, and our board recently approved capacity fees for the South Bay Gaylord Pacific Hotel and Convention Center, which is not something that we do every day, and we had to kind of like step back and look at the project and how we were going to determine what the capacity fees were. And we were able to negotiate and come up with a number that was agreeable to both entities. We're talking millions of dollars, for a project of this size. So recently we reached agreement and we're moving forward. Next slide. So as you have heard, we are going through probably a historical drought, and the reason why most of us haven't felt it so bad is because we were prepared. The County Water Authority was prepared, Otay Water District was prepared, Sweetwater Authority. I mean, we're used to this. I mean, what we're going through right now is historical. It's this drought that we're living through right now, and you can see it in the Colorado River and many other rivers and many other dams throughout California. It's something historical because we have desalination, because we have wells, because we were prepared. Everything seems to be fine. It's just the agencies that were not able to prepare are the ones that are suffering right now. We're at a level 1, as Director Lopez said, and we have also in our water district resources and rebates available to businesses. There's been many different types of rebates, and you can always contact or get onto our webpage to get more information on types of rebates that you can get that are always directed towards water conservation. Next slide, please. So that's basically my presentation, and I guess now we can, I would assume, open it up for questions.
Yes, thank you. Thank both directors. I appreciate the presentation. Sorry, my screen there. We will open up for questions. So those of you who have questions, please raise your hand in the feature down below, or type them into the chat, and I'll make sure to share those. But while we get going and waiting for some audience participation, a couple of questions that have come up and have been shared ahead of time. Many of our utilities have faced a changing landscape of delivering their services during COVID because of where consumers are actually accessing the different utilities, such as water, with more people working from home or shifting out of their offices. How has that impacted operations at the various water districts?
I see Director Lopez is muted, so I will go ahead and start. At Sweetwater Authority, it's been learn as you go, in the sense that we never expected anything like this, and we basically had to work from home. Recently we had a COVID outbreak, where we were down to 50–60% of staff at one time with the latest Omicron. But, luckily we were able to work from home and respond accordingly. And, water system was always delivered and we were never at risk of not being able to deliver water. Director Lopez?
I came on board in 2021 and the COVID-19 was pretty much in full gear as far as all the changes that the district had to prepare itself for. And so what I saw was the fact that much of our employees, especially the ones that were our staff, our office personnel, were working from home. And there was a lot to learn from that because the effectiveness was still intact. I mean, we had to learn a few things a training that had to be provided. And we found the effectiveness and the quality was still there. And we almost to a point is, do we want our employees to come back? I mean, not that this is in jest. This is how well the organization was working. Now, as far as our personnel that are out there, working on the pipes, working on meters, then that had to be the consideration there was that we provide as much safety education to them, and that was carried out, and we did not have that much of a loss of personnel, though they were there. Those that either were in contact with people that were COVID, then they had to take the mandatory CDC regulations to stay home, and so we've been able to work efficiently with this. And we try to get as many customers to pay through, either pay online instead of coming down to the district and try and expose themselves or expose ourselves to working, face to face. So that is the unless there's something else I'm missing here, pretty much that's what I got, after coming back on the board.
No, I appreciate that. And you talked a little bit about employees and the impacts. And, through industry, across all industries, we've seen impacts to the workforce due to not only COVID, but a maturing workforce. What are the needs, short-term and long-term, that the water agencies have identified as far as careers and people that you're going to need to backfill current workforce or fill open positions today?
You want to go ahead, Director Lopez?
That's fine. We are, as a board, we're constantly being notified of either those that have either indicated that they are going to retire. We have to make sure that we already start this process as far as trying to get as much quality personnel to fill in when the retirement comes into place. And but at this point, we have pretty much maintained a good sense of where we want to be probably in the next 6 months, especially with the kind of, and we still have some employees that we need to, some positions that we do need to fill, and we're doing that as quickly as we can. As a matter of fact, we just had a report yesterday on our strategic planning of certain positions that had to be, they were not an emergency need to try to get them on board right at this time because of what the position entailed. But we want to make sure that we have at least an eye on anything that has to deal with cybersecurity, that deals with our staff, and we're gonna continue to look, to make sure that those are filled in an ample and a manner and timely manner.
Sweetwater Authority is definitely going through and feeling the effects of the Great Resignation and what else do they call it? The Great Tsunami and all these different things. We're operating probably at around 90% of allocated staffing level. And we're trying to offer, excuse me, good wages, great benefits, doing things out of the ordinary and trying to be competitive with our local agencies. We recently hired somebody from the city of Chula Vista in our engineering department because, we're just looking everywhere under our nose, around us, advertising, trying to recruit and retain the people that we have, but it's definitely having an impact. And we're definitely seeing it, and our HR department is really busy trying to maintain our staffing levels and having technically competent people because the water industry is a very technical field and it requires a lot of experience and expertise that it's hard to come by. And we are just, offering more holidays, we're always checking to make sure that we're paying well, so that when we put out the advertisements, we can have a good response. And so far, we're holding our own, but we're definitely feeling it. Thank you.
Yeah. And as a follow-up to that, as we do see this gray tsunami, or silver tsunami, as you alluded to. Anything the EDC can do to help partner with developing employees for the next generation and skill set, we are glad to be here and help participate. We've assisted with many industries putting together certificate programs to get people up and running quickly with any specific skill set. So we could talk more offline about the skills you're seeing that are starting to wane in the employee base you have or upcoming openings, and we'd be glad to help work together on that. So,
absolutely, that's something that we have to collaborate on.
Perfect. We've gotten a couple of questions in from some participants here, so I'll ask the first. How are drones being used for water resource monitoring and infrastructure inspection? I know it was mentioned in one of your presentations earlier. So.
Well, at Sweetwater Authority, we're using drones for a lot of environmental, issues that we have. We have the Sweetwater Reservoir, and then going up the Sweetwater River all the way up to Loveland. And we have a drone that looks at vegetation, wildlife. Also in our service area, we look at facilities, and we're definitely using that technology right now. We own a drone, and we use it extensively, throughout our service area.
Awesome.
Yeah, our drone program started in the late 2017 and in the early 2018 to assist, with preliminary inspections on water facility assets. And the drone technology has provided a lot of time-saving and initial inspections and safer expansion processes, throughout the district. So it is a program that has been in existence now, but we're going into our 5th year here, and the technology is even getting better. I have only gotten reports. I would like to see actually the whole program and process, or get more familiar with it. But it is something that we're very proud of, and I think all the other water agencies are utilizing this now. And it's just the future. This is the future where we are asking for more technology and, to save, for the safety of our employees also.
Thank you for that. We also had a question from one of our board members here. As a board member of your prospective agency, what is your greatest concern for the agency moving forward? And how do you see the agency working to mitigate that?
For Sweetwater Authority, the greatest concern in our highest priority is always water quality. Director Lopez was talking about the perception, that during COVID, the water might be contaminated. We always gotta make sure that we deliver our job, and that we understand that job one is water quality, and then also making sure that we get through our media and all of our staff that we have working with the community, that we communicate clearly that water is safe to drink. So that's the thing with us. Director Lopez?
We're in a situation where we have a district that is still experiencing great growth. We have to make sure that we have either through the County Water Authority a plan to provide, long-term water supplies, for the Otay Valley parcels at Otay Ranch, for all the way down to the border of Mexico. This is and the Millennium. We also have. This is something that is demanded of us, to make sure that we have the resources and the capability of providing quality water, and also expanding on our recycling water deliveries, as especially for parks and open spaces. Those are the things that we see on a day-to-day basis that are being presented to us. It's exciting. It is rewarding, and it's also challenging that we can participate in the growth of East Chula Vista.
And I think this question that came in from the audience, again, one of our board members, will kind of piggyback well to that. Knowing that water is becoming a treasure and we have a growing population for San Diego, what measurements are you taking to create reservoirs or other sources of water storage?
Well, some of the measures that we're taking to maintain if I'm understanding the question correctly, is developing new wells, new water sources within our service area. We are expanding the capacity of our desalination plant that does not require rain. It's water extracted from the aquifer, and we're also have emergency interconnections with our neighboring agencies, and we continue to be members of the San Diego County Water Authority that kind of provides a huge blanket of protection for the smaller water agencies in our region.
Yeah, we also are looking. It is every measure that we can look to. We also were at one time really investing on trying to get the desalination program off from the Rosarito desalination. We were looking ahead. We knew we were in a drought at that time, and we were going to take the risks. And these are the kind of things that we had to really expand on. We also looking for the aquifers as far as the groundwater. We have two huge bodies of water right in our district. That's the Lower Otay Reservoir, which belongs to the city of San Diego. It's right in our backyard. We also have the Sweetwater, the dam there, the reservoir, right just outside our windows from our office. And those are the kind of things that we might have to work very closely with either our neighboring agencies to see how we can utilize those resources that are there on our backyard to maximize a win-win usage of it, so we can make sure that we have the quality and the quantity for this this region, especially in Otay Water District and with the Sweetwater. There are things that we can look ahead, and we can work with with our neighboring agencies to see if we can provide more water or better use of the water. And we're going to continue. We get water from Helix, the district, a water district, and those are programs that we have initiated some time back, and we're continue to utilize. And we might have to expand on maybe the other agencies if we can kind of all work together for the same cause. Thank you.
Absolutely. You've both touched on, our location, obviously, and our proximity to the binational region and the border. And I think desal is probably a perfect example, but if you could each share your thoughts on maybe opportunities and benefits of being in this unique position of being a border community, and how our water usage, or what the opportunities and advantages of being in a region like this can have impact on water usage and accessibility.
I will let Director Lopez go first, since he's closer to the border, and I believe that they also have an emergency connection with Mexico or something like that.
Yeah, we do have. We have a pipeline that connects to Tijuana on the border, and we pretty much provide water when they need it. But that is their water that by contract or by through the Colorado River agreement. So we don't give them any of our water. All we're giving is water that is that pertains to them through this agreement. All we do is just do a transfer fee that just to deliver down the water. I don't know how many times we've utilized it in the last 2 years, because I wasn't present, or in the last 3 years, but it's there, and it creates a good binational relationship with our district and also with the city of Tijuana. Now, mind you, that there was a lot of work that was done either through desalinization. We went as far as to get a presidential permit to work with trying to get the pipeline, 3 miles, 4 miles of pipeline to the desal plant. When it was planned and ready for construction, which fell to the side there, but we had a lot of work with the politicians, the water agencies down there. But one of the issues and one of the problems is anything that we start to set either in concrete, once a government changes, things start to you have to almost reinvent the wheel at times. But we have a steady relationship between our staff and the staff from in Tijuana with that still provide a good understanding and relationships. The staffs haven't changed, but the politicians or the parties do change, and sometimes that creates an issue.
And Sweetwater Authority, because of its geographical location, hasn't had an opportunity to do any physical connection with Conagua or CESP down across the border. But we do have plenty of emergency connections with the Otay Water District. So if there was ever to be a catastrophe or something, there's agreements already in place between Otay Water District and Sweetwater where we can transfer water for a fee, of course, because we're always responsible to our ratepayers. But we could always transfer water to the Otay Water District if there's a need to do so for whatever catastrophe or whatever emergency was to occur. We have had relationships historically with agencies across the border at the technical level more than anything, where we have traded information, knowledge, technology. I still remember back in the days when sometimes, you know, I don't know if you remember how fire engines were transferred over to Mexico. There was also transfers of pipelines and things that there was a need for in Mexico. I haven't seen too much of that lately, but that's something that I hope to work with our 7-member board to see if we can reach out and see how we can start collaborating more directly with them.
Along those lines, we would welcome, you know, staff, yourselves, whoever would like to join us at our next Transportation Infrastructure Committee meeting. We are having the EPA and a representative of the Mexican version of the EPA. I forgot their exact name. I apologize. Sharing input on, you know, some of the wastewater issues that are coming across, but would also be a great opportunity to at least have dialogue about pipe trading and getting infrastructure over there. That might be a good opportunity to continue those relationships. So we would love to share that. We had one more question come in as well. Can you highlight the cooperation between Sweetwater Authority and Otay Water regarding water conservation and water reuse, specifically the current project regarding Glen Abbey?
Yeah, that's something that's in currently in negotiations, and I'm not sure that I'm at liberty to speak in detail, but we're definitely collaborating, and we're always looking for opportunities to solve the issues of our community. You know, Glen Abbey is a cemetery, for those of you that don't know that has a lot of lawn and a lot of water demands, and they need water. And Otay Water District and Sweetwater Authority hopefully can work together and solve our this regional business demand situation that we have in front of us. Director Lopez?
Right, we've already been in talks, and we've already initiated a plan, and along with people that have been involved with just the cemetery itself, and also the city of Chula Vista. I don't know how deep Sweetwater is, but I don't have all that information. But this is probably maybe a good time, since you said it was the last question, if we can have somebody or have our general manager, Jose Martinez, if he wanted to make any input here, because that is a question that we don't know as board members. They work on it our staff works on it on a day-to-day, or any other board member from Otay can either step in on that, or our general manager, Jose Martinez.
Thank you very much, Director Lopez. This is Jose Martinez, the General Manager of the Otay Water. So just very brief, yeah, we are working together, Otay and Sweetwater, along with Glen Abbey, to explore the use of potentially seeing the opportunities to bring recycled water to them as a customer. They currently don't have access to recycled water, but as we know, with all the conservation needs, I think the more we can expand recycled water and water reuse, that frees up potable drinking water for other purposes. So it's an exciting thing that we're exploring, again, in partnership with Sweetwater and in discussions with Glen Abbey. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And as more information becomes available, we're glad to share it out with our constituents and help them, you know, gain access to it as well. So thank you, Mr. Lopez, Martinez. Thank you both. I want to give you both an opportunity. We've got a couple of seconds here. If there's anything you would like to share, but first I do want to thank you for your service. Being on a board such as this is not only time consuming, but also, you know, a commitment. You're helping your communities, your neighbors, really with an asset we can't live without. So thank you for your time and your commitment to our communities. But I'd like to maybe we'll start with Director Martinez, if there's anything you'd like to share as a closing thought.
Oh, I just wanted to say that it's an honor to be here with all of you. The South County Economic Development Council has always been very well known and very well respected in our community. From my perspective, it's an honor to serve our community that we have grown up in and continue to love. And as long as I continue to get elected, I plan to be here. So thank you.
And I will add that, having been a public servant practically all my life, serving on the San Diego Fire Department and also working other projects and serving on City of Chula Vista's commissions. Once you're a public servant, you are there for people to come to you and you feel like you need to at least connect. And that's why we're elected into this office. And I think we're going to continue to do our best. Now, as far as our constituency, when you talk about households, all they want to make sure is when they turn that faucet, water comes out, and just make sure that, that it's that the rates remain low. And outside of that, this is probably the dialogue that we have, but it's different when we're working in the business community. And this is not a position that is boring. There's a constant attention to just about everything that deals with water, from the drought to having just about every issue as far as the maintenance and the quality. All that is important, and I look forward for another 2 years here if I keep serving here on the Otay Water Board. And thank you very much for at least having this seminar and available to us, and thank you very much.
Absolutely. And thank you both. We sincerely appreciate you joining us. And as we get more questions, because we inevitably will as this goes out, we will be glad to share them back with you. But we look forward to having both of you back with us in the future. And thank you for the job you're doing to keep our communities vibrant and safe during this time. So thank you both. And thank all of you for attending today. And we look forward to continued discussion in the coming weeks with some of our other elected officials. So everybody have a good night, and thank you very much.